All right, now anyway, this is cousin cocktails after hours. This is just a cousin to cousin conversation. Like we was having this going, it got so good. We was like, you might as well just go ahead and keep it rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we back to talking about this gun stuff and takeoff and how ridiculous all this stuff is. So what were you saying, Rube? Like
Saying like why rappers carry around so much sums of cash.
oh yeah. That's
And
what it was.
why you like you were saying with Deion Sanders said you got to separate yourself from certain things once you make it to a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to my wife the other day in the car, and I was telling her about me. Period. I'm not a big time guy. I got a normal job, but I grew up in the hood. Like my friends that I grew up around, I can't be around them no more. Mm-hmm. My circle is tight. He knows. I have Father's Day barbecue. I invite 7, 8 people over. Mm-hmm. They bring their spouses. I could really say I have like 7 friends, and 2 of them are women, like who I'm really close with. And the thing is, these people been there since day one. Mm-hmm. Even though my hood friends been there since day one, you have to separate. You see them at a see them at a distance.
And it's crazy because, like that's why I put so much into sports, mm-hmm. and that's why I be wanting my son to play sports so bad. And that's why my girl always telling me like I need to coach because you learn so many life lessons. Like,
yes,
and that's why so many players are so close with their coaches.
Yep.
Like my college coach, to this day, me and my boys at my cool college, we still be reciting some of the things that our college coach told us.
Right.
That still ring true to this day. Mm-hmm. But on my high school coach, he used to call them hallway heroes.
Yeah.
And he would say, like when you on the basketball team, and this was our basketball coach. When you on the basketball team, you know what I'm saying, you got to go to class every day. You got to get good grades.
Right.
You got to sit up in the front or whatever, and be disciplined and do what you're supposed to do. Yes sir, yes ma'am. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying, everybody can't do this because if everybody could do this, everybody would be doing it. Don't be influenced by the hallway hero. And he's like, who's the hallway hero? The hallway hero is the person who's always leaned up against the trash can in between class.
At the locker.
Talking to a girl. Talk about, shit, I will be starting varsity, but the coach hating. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You know what I'm saying? I just transferred from such and such school, and, man, I was starting as a freshman out there, but then when I come in here, man, coach hating on me. Right. So I said, forget it. And he called them the hallway heroes. Mm-hmm. In the hallway, you would think he's the best dude. Yeah, you the best thing cooking. Like, man, coach is hating on me. Hey, man, we went all state. Such and such was playing, but no, such and such ain't playing because he got horrible ass grades. Mm-hmm. And he never come to class. And he failing every damn thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he has no discipline. We supposed to run such and such play. He out here doing one-on-one ISO.
Can't even learn to play.
Can't even learn to play. Hallway heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And then my college coach, same thing. The college coach, I'll never forget, he gave us his card one year, Rube. He called it, and it was like, don't forget your 4 Ps. Anybody, hey, if you watching the podcast, I know y'all gonna text me tomorrow when y'all see this. You still got your card, the 4 Ps. He always say, do not get caught up in the 4 Ps. The 4 Ps is the greatest downfall to every college athlete when you find out they're not playing no more.
Right.
P number 1, PlayStation. Don't be in there playing PlayStation stuff so long at night that now you can't get up in the morning and make the class because you was up all night playing PlayStation.
Right.
That was number 1. Number 2, your peers. Same thing. That goes on with the hallway heroes.
Right.
You got to separate yourself. You might have homeboys, but all your homeboys don't play sports.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, and especially in the wintertime, you got conditioning at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday or a Thursday. You can't go to the bar on Wednesday night and kick it. Right. You can't go to Thirsty Thursdays because you got 5 a.m. workouts. So you can't kick it with your boys that don't play sports till 1 o'clock in the morning and still make it to practice at 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Right. We had curfew all homecoming week. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who don't play sports, they going to the lingerie party. They going to the step show. I play on the football team. I can't go to all that stuff. All I can do, catch me after the game. Right. I can go to everything, but all throughout the week, you know what I'm saying? I can't go to that stuff. But you have to separate. What's more important to you? Kicking it with your boys or doing what you're supposed to do? Mm-hmm. That's number 2, your peers. Number 3, punani.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah. That's what he called it. Do not get caught up amongst the punani.
Yeah.
Females will get you caught up every time.
Yeah.
As bad as it sounds, you used to have to coach and be like, hey, it's Thursday night. We going on a road trip to go play the game on Saturday. Don't worry about your girl.
Mm-hmm.
Jody taking care of her while you gone. As bad as it may sound,
Yeah.
Jody's got your girl while you out. She'll be here when you come back, but Jody gonna hold her down while you gone. Do not get caught up over no punani.
Right.
Do not be getting in the fights chasing after a girl that ain't really yours.
Uh-huh.
Missing class over a girl that be like, you know what I'm saying, why don't we do such and such?
Mm-hmm.
Being late to practice because your girl don't want to get up. Not making it to 5 a.m. workouts because your girl don't want to roll out of the bed.
Yep.
Do not get caught up over the punani.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say the last thing was, it might have been paper. No. Potential.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to reach your full potential.
Right.
So potential, punani, PlayStation. Oh, 5 P's. Punani, PlayStation, your peers, potential, and pot. Weed. Do not be ineligible because you failed the drug test. That was the last thing. Weed, pot. That was the 5 P's. Potential, pot, punani, PlayStation, and peers.
Yeah,
Five Ps.
When I was playing in college, I didn't have the 5 Ps, but this was me in college. Period. As a person, as a athlete, whatever. Me myself, I didn't start drinking until I was 21.
Woo!
So
Look at us now.
So when you look at things, I looked at things of that nature. I was 19 when I first started playing in college. So everybody like, oh, we about to go to the club or whatever. They were like, where you about to go? I'm about to go to the house. I be on the game. I make sure I'm up at 7 to make it to 9 o'clock practice, 8 o'clock practice, be to class by 11. So with that being said, like, everything is not meant for everyone.
Mm-mm.
So when you have to get up and go to practice at 7 o'clock and you got 3 days, or you have a lock-in at 10 and the coach say be there at 9:45 because you there at 9:50, he's locking the doors.
Yeah.
You gotta be there.
Yeah, when them coaches on time is early.
5 minutes.
5 minutes early.
It's on time.
Yeah.
It's late if you're on time.
Yeah.
So like them things you had to put in the forefront of your mind. Like if I miss, like you got to think of things like this. You got guys who's like, I'm superstar. I could do this, do that. Miss a practice. Now that guy's on the bench. You take the starting spot. He don't get to hear his name called and line up.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting the lights.
And now,
right.
from Cleveland, Ohio, South High School.
Yeah, so you get all that. So, like, and the thing that really irked me, I was on my son's winter sports meeting Wednesday. And when I was in high school, we had to have a 2.0 to play sports.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Now, they say it's a privilege to play the sport, but you know they have to, in Cleveland Municipal School District, you have to have a 1.0 to play the sport.
Why are they lowering the bar?
That's what I was saying. I was like, that's where you get that term dumb job.
Yeah.
So now you lowering this bar for these guys. That you literally could have, if you have 8 classes, you could have 4 Fs.
That's crazy.
2 Ds, an A and a C, and still play
When I was
basketball.
in high school,
you couldn't have an F at all.
You couldn't have 2. When I was playing,
But with us, you couldn't have an F. If you had an F, you couldn't play.
That's crazy. I also seen this thing on social the other week, and it was like a teacher had put it out, and it was like, do you believe that? Do you feel like kids need to hold themselves accountable? Because if they don't hold themselves accountable, they grow to be adults
That's not responsible.
that feel like they never do nothing wrong. That's what it was.
Yep.
If you don't hold your kids accountable now, they'll grow up to be adults who never feel like they're wrong for anything.
Right.
And I was like, I 100% agree.
I do too.
Like, and I know my son I probably get on his last nerve.
I'm pretty sure I get on my kids like
Yeah,
that,
but
especially the older ones.
Yeah. But I feel like everything is a life lesson. And I feel like everything I do for my son now, I'm trying to prep him to be an adult. And I try not to put too much on him Like, it's not like I got my son paying light bills, nothing like
Right.
that.
You
But-
just doing.
But I'm trying to hold him accountable because I know, like, life isn't gonna give you no favors later on. So I'm trying to tell you, like, son, if you got a class and you don't like that class or whatever the case may be, you don't like the teacher, you don't talk back. You do whatever the teacher says you do until the term is over. And then if you want to switch class, school. Switch class later on. But there's no, like, my son know I'm anti. You don't get to quit nothing. You don't get to leave early. And there ain't no excuses. My thing is always no excuses. There ain't no excuse because don't nobody give a damn about excuses. Especially as an adult. Like, son, what if I came to you and was like, the lights is off. I ain't feel like working. I was tired. I ain't go to work, so hell, I didn't pay the light. Like, you ain't trying to hear that. If the lights is off, the lights is off. And you're not trying to hear why the lights is off or what I could have did. Like, there's no excuse for that. And I'm also trying to grow him to be independent.
Right. And
where you're not worried about nothing else.
Yeah.
Like, but to me, like that is a trickle down. And if you, I feel like if I don't instill that in you from the jump, like you're not depending on nobody to cook dinner for you.
Yeah, hand you out.
Yeah,
Anything.
to know how, like, you know how to be self-sufficient on your own. And you know, like, damn, as much as I don't want to get up this morning,
I gotta get my.
I got
ass up
school
this
today.
morning.
Yeah,
Right.
like, I got school.
And
I got responsibilities.
I hit Zaria with that the other day. Like, I haven't bought no dishwashing detergent in probably a month. So I'm like, we're gonna hand wash dishes. Like, and Zaria was like, why are we hand washing dishes? I'm like, because you may move into a house which doesn't have a dishwasher. You know how to wash these dishes. You make sure. Now you don't have grease on your dishes. You don't have to worry about anything coming out your cabinets. You don't have to worry about anyone saying, "Oh, I don't want to eat at Zaria's house because her plates are dirty." So I was telling her, like, I'm not hard on y'all. I just give y'all the lessons y'all need so you can succeed in the next step of life. And like I was telling Quincy, like with the hoop stuff, he was like, well, if the president is this, why do I have to do this? In which president is 1.0. I'm like, you can't play basketball in my house if you don't have a 3.
Yeah, because you're not gonna lower yourself to everybody else.
Exactly. I'm like, I tell Quincy all the
don't bring
time,
yourself down to
because everybody
average,
else is down.
Yeah, like
Don't-
if you know that you are 3.5 student, don't settle for the 2.0.
Exactly.
Because that's below your expectations.
And I tell them
Like,
all the
why would
time-
you bring yourself down to that? Because you know you're so much better than that.
Right. I tell them,
So
you
just because
go
they
to
ain't-
class. You go to class.
Yeah.
And wake up for school every morning at 6 o'clock. Get yourself dressed, making lunches. Go to class every day. You in class with your book bag, books, everything. If you sit in that class, pay attention and ask one question a day, I guarantee you will get an A. It's not that hard. And he like, man, it got so much easier now that now that I see what we have to do. Yeah, because you're in class every day.
And it's hard because when you're young, you don't see it.
Exactly.
You think it's just your parents being mean, your parents bullying. So when I was in middle school, high school,
Right.
my stepmom every day make up your bed, wash it, clean your room, don't
Right.
leave the so and so, make sure them dishes is washed, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to college, I had 2 roommates. I love my roommates to death.
I don't want to talk about my college.
I love my roommates to death. Darnell and Reggie. I love my roommates to death. I used to come home like, who the hell left all these damn dishes in the sink? And why you look like, man, y'all ain't had no whole tray. Nobody told y'all that. And to this day, it will irk my nerves. I've laxed on it, but it will irk my nerves to not put the dishes away before I go to bed. Not do, certain things. Because, like, as I got older, as an adult, I'm like,
Right.
let's keep this house clean. Let's do these things.
You have certain place set for certain things.
And it's like it was that is one thing, but then number 2, like I learned from my father, he always had like 2 or 3 jobs.
Right.
And my dad was never home.
Right.
So when I was in high school, it was like, man, I could do whatever because my dad ain't never. I always got the house to myself. It did 2 things. Number 1, it taught me to be dependent.
It made you more responsible.
Yep, because I was like, well, I got to cook dinner because my dad's at work.
Right.
Let me go ahead and do this. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody here telling me, make sure this homework is done because my dad is at work.
Right.
And there ain't nobody telling me, you better go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad's at work. But as I got older, it's like, how the hell can I sit here and see I'm tired? Because I grew up seeing my dad work 2, 3 jobs.
Right.
And now I understand, like, as I got older and I got kids, now I know why he was at all the work all the time. Because it was shit that had to get paid.
Yeah.
Because, like, even though my father might have been tired, even though he didn't feel like going to job number 2 and 3 after he left job number 1, Like, all I knew was that the lights was always on. There was always food in the refrigerator. That I had cable TV.
Mm-hmm.
I never had to ask for shoes. I never had to ask for, just saying cleats for football, nothing like that. And it's because he worked 2 and 3 jobs. So now, as I'm older, you damn right I work 2 and 3 jobs. Like, I go to a normal job nowadays. I might do some Amazon. I might do some Dashing. I might do some Fire Sticks on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Because we were talking, going to pick up the kids from from school. And I was like, the things that we know now, we knew then, it would make us in so much of a better place. Like, you look at, like, people be like, I want to be a basketball player. I want to be a football player. I want to play Major League. If you put the work in now, you say, I tell Quincy all the time, you have to go to practice for 2, maybe 2.5 hours a day. If you bust your ass in practice every day, go hard. Don't worry about being tired at practice. You can be tired at home. Because when you home, you relax. So you bust your butt in practice every day. Go hard, go to work, and you get in there and you bust your butt in practice. Once the game flips, like when the game of life flip on you, you know what to do. You don't get tired. You already ran this race.
But it's hard, though, because to me, it's hard because kids don't see that.
Right. That's why I said if we knew.
They can't see
that.
We
knew then.
All they see is, I'm tired right now.
Right. Yeah.
It seems like most kids nowadays, all they know is right now.
Mm-hmm.
They can't see past this moment. They're like, Dad, why are you making me do this right now? Dad, why do I got to get up and clean the dishes right now? Why do I have to do my homework right? It's not due till Friday. It's only Monday. Why do you want to do this homework right now?
You get it done now, you can retain it, and now you can look back at it and be like, oh, what I messed up on.
I tell you all the time. But then it's also like, I'm big on procrastination. Why the hell would you wait until Thursday night at midnight to do the homework when you've known since Monday that you have to do this? Like, knock it out now. You ain't got to wait till so-and-so. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it was again, like, just me as a person. I try to put myself on my son because I am very, very independent. Yeah. And I don't really rely on nobody to do nothing. And I want my son to be the same way, but I always toe the line between pushing him too hard and laying the foundation for him. Because I'm like, look, son, if you just do what I tell you to do, once you get to such and such age, you're not gonna have to learn you're gonna be conditioned to do all these things because believe me, son, like this is the real world. And I'm trying to teach you real world shit at 14. So that by the time you get to 21, 25, 30, 35, like, oh man, I've been doing this for the last such and such years because my father already he already hit you the game.
Right, and that's
so
why
I don't have to worry about that.
You don't, I'm not gonna make you do the things I do, but I'm gonna give you all this information. So once you get to that age, I ain't gonna say 18, the age of 23, once you're done with college, because I always tell them, like, you don't have to work, you choose to work.
Yep.
I'm not forcing you to work. You could, like, at 18, my mindset was, go to college so I can get out of mama's house. It's like, your mindset shouldn't be that.
I'm glad you brought
your mindset should be, I'm going to go to college, do what I got to do. All this money, I like, all the money you make, save it.
I'm glad you brought that up.
I would match it so you could buy you a house.
I'm glad you brought that up. So, like, when you was 18, when others was 18, not so much for me, because when I was 18 and left high school, I went straight to college. And I stayed on a dorm.
Yeah, I did too.
For another 4 years afterwards. And then so we'll say after you graduated college, are you trying to push Q out the house? Like, you grown now. So,
no.
Hey, I've lived around when I was living in Denver. I asked some friends.
Because I don't want him paying rent.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I want him to have a house.
I asked some friends that was Jewish. Okay. Do you know that all the Jewish people, they live with their parents until they buy their house?
Yeah.
They live with them because, and I was thinking to myself, like, when Jameer and Jada, hell, and Jarrell, when Jameer, Jada, and Jarrell, all three of them, I'm not letting them move out my house until you're buying your own house. Yeah. Because why would I set you up for failure? To put you in an apartment just so you can say you on your own and you out from underneath my roof, like
you paying $1,200 for rent, and you could have saved $1,200 for another 20 months, maybe 14 months, and that's the down payment for a house.
I feel like that is a cultural thing. I feel like
certain cultures. Because you ever hear? Because I believe because as a black person, black male or female, your mom, you are conditioned as the state. They hear by the state. You're 18. You're grown. Mm-hmm. When you grown, you on your own. That's what my mom used to always say. You grown, you on your own. So when I hit, and I didn't turn 18 till 3 months after I graduated high school.
Yeah. So and that's the thing. That's the thing we got to stop doing is saying, I can't wait till you grown so I can get you out my house. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be such a rush to push your kids out the house. Because what you're doing is you setting them up for failure.
Zara said she's still me since she's 35. So you heard, we got to get you a house.
You hurrying up and pushing them out the house for what? So you can kick it again? So you can walk around your house naked? Like, why do you want to set
I do that now. Why I got to wait till
I don't know about all that. But why would you want to set your kids up for that same struggle? Like, I didn't buy my first house until I was 36, 37 years old. I wasted all this money on rent, giving all this money on something that I will never own. Right. But at the same time, my father still ain't bought his first house. Right. So I feel like he was only showing me what he knew. Right. You know what I'm saying? So for my child, like, I'm not going to let you like, no, son, you about to be right there in that room, and that should be motivation. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be in that room upstairs no more? You better save your damn money and buy your house, because I'm not about to let you just roam the streets having a apartment just for the fact that you can say, I'm not in my father's house no more. Yeah, that is a total waste of money. So you about to stay with me until, if you want to go house hunting, we can go house, let's get your credit together, or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. I'll make sure it's something you can afford. And your first something will be your own house. Yeah. But it makes no sense whatsoever for me, just because of the fact that you're 18 and you're no longer in high school, to be like, okay, cool, you're on your own. Because a lot of times, like, how many people do you know when they got that house, and then they turn around and now they right back in their mama house again? Yep. Or, hey, mama, can you help me pay my rent this month because such like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me set you, like, again. Right. This is the real world stuff, son. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You can't quit on this. You got to do stuff even when you don't feel like doing it. You got to go to school. Like, are you sick? Or are you just in your bed and you can't? Like, if you got a sore throat, take your ass to school anyway and go to school. Because there's going to be times, like I tell my son all the time, there's going to be times where your throat is sore, but you got to go to work. Yeah. You got to go to work, regardless of whether you feel like it or not. There's some times that your throat might hurt at school. If you're not dying, pick your ass up and go to school anyway. Yeah. And it's not because I'm just forcing you out of school because I want you to sit at home and I don't want you to chill. It's because I'm telling you, son, this is going to happen. And I've had this conversation with my son so many times. Right. He would be so mad. And we'd be at the point where, like, we damn near argue. And I'm like, son, I'm not trying to be mean dad. I'm not trying to hate at you. But believe me, son, you're going to remember this day. Mm-hmm. My football coach. We tired as hell, coach. Why do we have to do this workout at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday? It's on to start at 5. Why do we have to be here at 4:15 in the morning on a Thursday? And you know what my coach said to me, which I'll never forget, Rube? I guarantee you, some of y'all, when you graduate college, are going to have a job that's going to require you to be to work at 3 o'clock in the morning. And what you going to do then? Mm-hmm. What you gonna say? I don't feel like I'm gonna work at 3. Like, you got a wife, you got kids, you got a house. You are required to be to work at 3:30 in the morning, at 4 o'clock in the morning, at 5 o'clock in the morning. So what the fuck are you gonna do then? So you know what? Because you had to come to these football practices early, I'm preparing you for what may happen in the future. So it ain't nothing for you to wake up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because I've been doing this since college for the football. Right. And it's the exact same thing I be telling my son. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't care if you don't feel like going. I don't care if it's hard. Mm-hmm. Quitting is not an option. You know that you got to put in extra work for this class because it is hard. Everything is not going to come to you easy.
You're going to follow through whatever you already set out to do. That's one thing. I'm with that.
And you're not no dummy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So what if you didn't get it the first time? That means you got to put extra effort into this thing. And that's like, I got to study hard as hell.
That was my biggest thing. I told Quincy, I'm like, you're not going to be a dumb job. I don't care how great you are at basketball. I don't care if you're the next Chris Paul. You're not going to be a dumb jock. You're going to graduate with honors. You're not going to be out here like, oh, well, I barely made it with a 1.0. And now you make it to the NBA or NFL or Major League, and they give you an interview, and you don't know how to speak.
Exactly. You can't conduct the interview. You can't talk. Nothing. Like, don't There's no cap on your potential
at all. So to kids that watch this, to the teenagers, to the college students, My nephew's in college right now, and he's doing damn well, and I'm so proud of Jesse.
Yeah, shout out to little Jesse.
So
make sure you dunk on their ass, little Jesse.
So conducting an interview, when somebody think of conducting an interview and knowing how to speak is your first introduction to a job interview. If you can't speak and express yourself, and you gotta say, well, like, those words you shouldn't be saying.
You know what I'm saying? Cause, you know what I'm saying? And you feel me, blah, blah, blah.
Right. You gotta learn
talk about, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
exactly. You gotta learn how to
what you're saying.
Speak. Like, don't get in an interview and say, well, like, that's gonna automatically make them like, he's not a smart guy. Mm-hmm. So, same thing with you young ladies that are great athletes or looking to be an entrepreneur. You still gotta learn how to speak, because at any point in time, you have to speak to make yourself higher than the people that you're trying to pass.
And if you ever have trying to get a business loan,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, you going up to somebody asking them for some money.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving them a business proposal. You're saying, hey, I'm presenting this business plan for you. I expect to make this amount of money worth of revenue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sell this amount of items. I'm gonna do so on and so forth. I'm requesting you to give me a business loan for so and so $1,000. If you don't know how to speak, if you can't articulate your thoughts,
mm-hmm.
you might have a great business proposal, a great business plan.
Right.
If you're not able to articulate it, who's going to feel comfortable giving you a large sum of money when you're not even able to
exactly talk? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I see guys and girls, they just so keen on the athletic part. Like, y'all big yourself up higher. Like, you want to be more than an athlete. LeBron said, like, y'all, more than an athlete. You don't want to be just a guy or just a girl who can play ball. Mm-hmm. That ball, because at the end of the day, the ball will stop. Yep. That ball gonna stop bouncing, stop rolling, or stop being passed to you. And then what you have to go from there is yourself, how to articulate yourself, how to mm-hmm. produce yourself to the world, and make these things at another level to put you at the top. And as much as you guys, like the media, whoever, says things about LeBron James and Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal, y'all talk about his voice, did it? These are great guys to learn. Charles Barkley is another one. You know, he got that old country voice, but he can articulate himself to speak well enough to get himself a job, to produce an item, and all these things. Like, even I'm losing Nets. Remember Kyrie Irving? He speaks pretty well. Like,
sometimes he speaks too much.
Yeah, I'm saying, but he gotta maneuver himself.
It's crazy. I go back and forth on that, man. Because now since you brought him up,
mm-hmm.
it's so crazy about the thing with Kyrie. So Kyrie referenced a movie. I guess the movie made some anti-Semitic statements.
I'm glad you said that too, because I wanted to say something about that.
They made some statements.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie commented on it. And then since he commented on it and he made a reference not to the anti-Semitic part,
exactly,
but something else, then they like,
he must support this.
Kyrie, so he must support all that. So then Kyrie was like, well, wait a minute. I never said I endorsed any of that. I was speaking to this part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they keep on bringing up that part of it. But then he said in several interviews, like, I support all people.
I got a question
I
for you,
love
too.
all races.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody came from oppression. I never said I endorsed so-and-so, but they want him to say one specific thing.
Yeah.
And Kyrie's kind of bucking back, like, yes, he could have said it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm against anti-Semitic, but he was like, no, y'all not going to box me in.
Right. And make me say something.
Why are y'all keep on bringing up, I never said I wish, you know what, by the time I edit this video, I'm going to go ahead and put the link to what Kyrie said. But he said, I never said I endorsed the entire thing. Why do y'all keep on putting that on me? They made this man, I don't know if they made him, but he donated $500,000 to this charity, $500,000 to that charity, and then got suspended for 5 games without pay after he donated the money. And he said repeatedly in all his interviews, I love all races.
Mm-hmm.
I am sorry,
Just because he's Kyrie Irving.
I don't. And again, hey, I'm not trying to endorse any type of anti-Semitic. I don't understand.
But this is what I was getting at. That's what I wanted to ask you.
I really don't understand.
Okay, so say if it's a movie, right? Because there's plenty of movies out there like anti-Semitic, anti-black, anti-white, anti-whatever. So what if Kyrie Irving placed a video to a link of a movie of American History X?
Okay.
American History X is an anti-black movie in which a Nazi-loving guy, white guy, hood-wearing guy, ends up going to jail, and he turns his life around, and he still hangs with the white guy, but he got taught some things by a black guy. So if he posted that, would it be like, oh, white hate, black hate? Say if he had posted something about Inglourious Bastards. That is about them killing Nazis and stuff like that. So like
all them Quentin Tarantino movies.
Yeah. So all these Valkyrie is another one about Nazis. So all these movies, when a white person say the N word or a black person say
Django, Hateful Eight.
Yeah, like all these movies. So why would y'all, if he didn't say he support he support Jewish hate or whatever, why would y'all make it so big of a deal in which he had to get put in this box and like, you better apologize or this coming down the pipeline. Now we got to suspend you for, like you say, suspend him for 5 games without pay. And I gave to a charity for Jewish people and all this stuff. And like, do you think these things would even, like, if somebody, now I understand it's you're the public now. The media, you are high public, so they're scrutinizing every little thing you say. So if he posted a link to any other movies, would this have came down the pipe?
Group, I honestly don't even have the answer to that because I truly don't understand. Like,
right, it's hard. Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at.
I know that morally speaking, for you to support anything that had to do with the Holocaust, that had to do with Nazis, that had to do anything with Adolf Hitler, that is wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Slavery, anything.
Yeah,
anything.
Anything. I have never seen the movie that Kyrie referenced.
Me neither.
So I can't speak on that. I don't know with 100% certainty what Kyrie referenced in the movie. So I can't speak on that. So I don't feel comfortable making a comment either way because I don't know exactly what he said that made everyone.
I think it's something. If you don't agree with it, you automatically like, oh, whatever. I'm dismissing everything he got.
What I gather out of the whole situation was something like he wasn't even talking about the Jewish people.
He wasn't.
He was talking about something that had to do with African American community that happened to be in the same movie. And all these things about the Jewish people got lumped into it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
Especially when he said, I support all races. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not supporting any of the hate that was going on.
Right.
He made that comment like 3-4
times. That's like watching Do the Right Thing.
I don't understand.
Like Do the Right Thing is like about Hispanics, about blacks, about white. And you put the movie on, it's like, I agree with what he was saying and Do the Right Thing. We need some black brothers on the wall. But and then
so you saying you support Italian hate because he burned down the Italian pizza shop, so that must mean that you support Italian hate,
right? Like something like that. Like
yeah, I get that. I get that.
Like you can't. It's just the world we live in because everything is out there for anyone to see.
And on that same token, like, oh no, I don't support Italian hate. Here go $500,000 to the Italian Rights of America community.
Right.
Thank you. We'll cash this check. By the way, you suspended 5 games. Like, what the hell? I've said several times, I'm not for Italian hate. Why do I have to come out and say, you know what I'm saying, this, that, and the third?
And then he comes out and apologizes as well.
I mean, I can't cry. I cannot cry a river for Kyrie.
Right.
Same way as I can't cry a river for Kanye.
Right.
Because between them two, it's 2 different topics. I mean, it's 2 different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But it's almost one and the same. I think Kyrie got Kanye, he got some mental health problems.
Yeah.
I really feel like he do. Like, and I feel like people is trying to monetize
Off
his,
it, yeah.
like, Kanye crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put the camera in front of him real quick. So Kanye, what do you feel about so and so and so and so? Because they know that he probably about to say some stuff like he off his meds.
Yep.
He probably about to say something crazy. I'm gonna have him say it on my show so that everybody watches it and I get all these clicks and likes off my show. And that's like what we said on the last episode because of cocktails about how come every time you see danger, a crisis situation, instead of you helping somebody, the first thing you do is pull out the phone and record it.
I think that's what they was doing. I think in the same sense, that's what they do with Kyrie in the basketball world. They wait for him to get a soundbite. Like they waiting on Kyrie to say something, but then he don't speak. And then
Kyrie said that he was like, "I'm not about to give y'all a soundbite." So like, I really don't. And you know what? This might be something crazy where, at the time, you remember when everybody was coming at Kaepernick and was like, "You're not a patriot. You don't support America." Blah blah blah. And how could you kneel and so and so? And he was saying, "Actually, I was giving respect to the soldiers by." And then all these years later, after George Floyd. Everybody was like, well, Kaepernick was he was the fourth founder of so and so and so, and we shouldn't have done X, Y, and Z. Not saying that this might be the same situation, but the way Kyrie was like, I'm not saying that I support so and so and blah blah, but why are you trying to make me say X, Y, and now you get suspended? I will be anxious to revisit this conversation in 2025 and see how they feel about these Kyrie statements in 2025, because I just think it is super awkward. I do not. Again, if somebody know better, educate me. I'm all for it. Believe me, I love documentaries. I am all for the education. If I'm 100% wrong, I'm cool. I have no problem ever admitting I'm wrong. Please educate me because I don't understand all the hate that Kyrie is getting right now. I really don't understand it. And maybe I'm missing. Maybe it's a clip I didn't see.
Nah, I can understand if it's basketball hate. That's a different thing. But he's not doing anything like outlandish. He's not out here like, forget these guys and this guy and that guy.
He's been super respectful the whole time.
Everything like
he ain't cussing nobody out. He ain't dropping no F bomb. Hell, I done said fuck like 3 times. He's not dropping no F bombs. Yeah. He's just talking, and I really don't get it.
It's hard to be yourself at that as a figure like that. They want to keep you in a box, be cookie cutter. And now that these guys got their own platforms and all this stuff, they're educating us on things we didn't know. It's plenty of things that we go to athlete sites, social media pages. And all these things to learn stuff. Like it's not that we're not learning from these guys, but when you put a mic in somebody's face and try to force them to say something you want to
say you're not racist,
right? Like that's not gonna work. And you know how Kyrie
you like
is.
The movie Django. Tell me that you don't like black people. Say it.
So that's how Kyrie.
So you're cool with black people being racist all the time. So you like the movie Django, right? So Monsieur Candy. You're okay with the Candyland and how he does so and so. He hit Broomhilda in the back of the head with that thing. So tell me, you're down with women's violence. Denounce women's violence right now.
Right, and that's what
no. Denounce women's violence. Now you see how you got that nervous smile like, hey, what the fuck? What am I supposed to be doing now? Come on now. But no, you like Django. You like Quentin Tarantino movies. So that must mean you're cool with them saying that the black people got something in the back of their head that makes them submit. Right, you were cool with Broomhilda being from Germany and not able to do such and such. And Candyland when Mr. Candy was cool. Right? Right? Rue, what you rubbing your knees for? You okay? Are you nervous?
Nah,
what's going on, Rue? What's going on?
You're not going to get me to say something.
Exactly. And that's just for example. If somebody shove a million microphones in your face right now and just demand this, that, and the third there, you're like, wait a minute. Shit, maybe I need to rub my knees. Like, pause. Can I get a second?
Then again, media gets mad at these athletes for walking out on them. Like,
I wouldn't say nothing either. Hey, you know what?
I'm only here so I won't get fined.
Hey, I'm about to say, props to Marshawn Lynch. Because Marshawn Lynch was like, well, you're not about to get me caught up in all that.
Nothing.
Like, look, I'll leave this thing so quick, you'll never hear nothing.
Right.
Ever.
And it's ridiculous. It comes down to that, like, y'all try to get a soundbite from anyone at any time. try to post videos of anyone at any time. It don't matter if it's tragic, no matter if it's happy, no matter if it's sad, no matter if it's depression. You're trying to get somebody on your platform to boost your numbers. Like, and that's where, like, I don't understand it. I don't like it. It is not fair to the athlete or the musician or the actress or actor that y'all doing this to. Like, there's plenty of people out here that will give you a soundbite and they give you some BS, but it's not coming from the horse's mouth, and then you get mad at the horse for not drinking the water. Like, I don't want toxic water. I want fresh water. Like,
well, that's what we had on our mind. This was again. This was a Cousin Cocktails after hour. We was having a drink and some chips. Who we won't say because they not sponsored by us. Just having some chips and a drink. But it's just everyday stuff. Like, I know that these conversations are happening within inner circles.
right.
Be it within you and your cousins, you and your family, you and your co-workers. We just put it out here on the platform so you can speak about the same thing. Like, again, we say all the time, if you in the Cleveland area and you ever see us, we are two normal everyday dudes. We talk about the same thing you talking about.
Yeah.
Whether it be Takeoff getting shot, Kyrie, Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, the fact that these kids is walking around with all these cash in their pockets. We talked about that too. Like, why do they think it's cool to have all this money on deck? We was talking about that about Takeoff.
Cash is such a devalued thing right now in America.
God.
Like, I don't understand the cash thing, because every day you have your cash in. Think of this, children that always thought, and even adults that always thought, keep my cash in the shoebox stash. Every time you sit that money in that shoebox, you're probably losing a tenth of a cent for how long that money's sitting in that shoebox. So you got $10,000 sitting in the shoebox. In 10,000 days, that $10,000 probably worth $5,000. Think of that. You devaluing your money by having it sit in the shoebox. And yeah, it's cash. Oh, I got cash. But you put that money into a stock. Put that money into crypto. Crypto is working right now. Put that money into a bank where you getting even if it's a tenth of a cent, you're still gaining interest on your money.
But like we were saying, Rube, cash is for the clout.
Yeah.
Cash is for social. If you see anybody with what they call it, the money phone, and they got on like, I can't hear you because I got all this cash in my hand, something like that. Like, do you know, for all you people that's doing that, I don't care how much cash you got. You can have a stack of hundreds from here to here. Do you know you can't come in the First Energy Stadium and buy a hot dog because they don't take cash? So who cares that you have all that? Like, the only reason people flash cash is to try to look like they are important. Millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires never flash cash. When is the last time you've seen Bill Gates flash some cash? To all my young people, when is the last time you seen Jeff Bezos flash cash? If you don't know who Jeff Bezos is, that's your first problem.
We're going to give you one better. When the last time you seen Jay-Z? All y'all know Jay-Z.
Wait, I'll give you one better than that. When is the last time you seen LeBron flash some cash? Yeah. You don't. And these are million billionaires. They don't flash cash. So for all you people with these big gaudy chains and racks on racks in your pockets, like Jay-Z said, that is small money. That's not money to me, because for you flashing this money, that means you ain't got none. Because if you really had money, like, I mean, really had money, you got so much damn money, there ain't no way in hell you could ever hold it up to your ear. There's no way you can have it laying out on the table. There's no way you can have it just sitting in the background. Right. Like, if you really got bread, you got so much damn bread, it don't even fit in your hand. It won't fit on the table.
Won't fit in a room.
Slap that plastic on the table.
Right.
And that's what all this is what this recording started on, because we was talking about Takeoff. We was talking about this dice game. And this will be the last thing I'll leave you with. talking about Quavo shooting dice.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this brother shooting dice? Quavo, Migos as a corporation, Migos as a group, has to be worth several $1 million. Their net worth, the group Migos, has to be worth millions of dollars.
Right.
If I'm a local street dude, I ain't gonna say I don't want to say a local street dude, a Houston local street dude. I don't care if I'm the biggest street dude ever. There is no amount of money that I can shoot dice with Quavo that will ever match the amount of money that he has.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're Quavo, what do you have to gain off of shooting dice at 2 o'clock in the morning in the bowling alley? Exactly. What could you possibly gain? I don't care. Let's say this is Quavo. Let's say I'm a random Houston dude. Even if you take every dime I have, that's chump change to you.
Right, yeah.
I don't got no rap contract.
Right.
I didn't just release an album a couple of weeks ago. So
I'm not about to be on a worldwide tour.
I don't got a Billboard award. I don't have a Grammy. How much money could you really take from me?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that comes down to a clout chasing thing.
Mm-hmm.
That comes down to I'm about to belittle you. The only reason that you want to shoot dice with me
mm-hmm.
is so you can be like, yep, I took every dime you have. Now you going home broke. And with that being said, well, I got to bring my gun because you're not about to make me go home looking broke. And who has more to gain? Me going home, which you make me feel broke, or me going home like, man, I just shot one of them dudes from the Migos.
Right.
And that's really, to me, Ron from Cousin Cocktails, not anybody else. To me, that's what it boils down to. Like, why? If you got Quavo money, and I'm just a local Houston dude, why would you not try to rob? Like, why would you not try to rob you, Quavo?
Right.
Like, there's no situation where Quavo or Takeoff or anybody else insert any rap name.
Right.
Drake, 21 Savage, Migos, Jay-Z, hell, Tech Nine. It don't matter who he is. If you're shooting dice with a local dude, I'm looking for the quick come up.
Yeah.
Why would you not try to rob this dude? Because you know that he got way more money than you got.
That's what it's going to boil down to at the end of the day.
So why would you put yourself in that situation? That's all that boils down to.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to shoot dice,
go to the casino.
go to the fucking casino. The casino got, believe me, if anybody can match you dollar for dollar,
the casino,
it is the casino. If you got money like that and you really want to come up, go to the casino. Get you a private room.
Right.
Hey, when All-Star was here, NBA All-Star was here, I was at the casino at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know who these rap dudes was. I just seen saggy pants and dreads. But I do know that they had this room downtown at Jack blocked off with 3 police officers there. Nobody else could come in this room. And when they left, they both left with big bags.
Mm-hmm.
And they got escorted out the casino. That's bread.
Right.
That is something that you don't get shooting a random ass dice game in a bowling alley in Houston. So if you want to shoot dice, cool, shoot dice.
Yep.
Go to the casino.
Like we said in the beginning, just to wrap, you have to separate yourself from that original mentality because you're in a whole new stratosphere now. Your stratosphere is not local street corner projects of Atlanta no more. Your stratosphere is I'm in College Park left end penthouse, or I'm in Miami penthouse, or I'm in New York penthouse, LA penthouse, Cleveland penthouse, Idaho. I don't care where you at. It's
New York penthouse. Like, you know
so
what I'm saying?
We're not worried about the bottom dwellers. We're not worried about the boilers or even people on the 3rd floor. If I'm in the penthouse, I'm not worried about the people below me right now. I will come down and give you a handout here and there, but at this time, if all this is going on around me, I'm removing myself from the situation. I'm going to be in my penthouse. Because you know nobody can get in that penthouse without the code.
Exactly. All right, that's Cousin Cocktails After Hours. That's a Ron and Rube exclusive right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the tequila shots and set in. We have a normal everyday conversation.
That's what had us on tilt.
Yeah, double tilt. You know what I'm saying? So we just thought we'd get that to you. That's the raw uncut. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even gonna edit this. This is going straight to the airwaves. It is what it is. Everybody be safe. Everybody makes smart decisions out there.
Right.
I hope you take this bit of footage, this bit of conversation, and let's start a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be Kyrie and the anti-Semitic thing, whether it be rappers and what they doing with their money,
Right.
whether it be how you raising your kids and
High
high
school athletes,
high school athletics, how you raising your kids, are you pushing them out the house or what? Like, start a conversation. Let's stop complaining about things and not coming up with a let's stop complaining about things and not coming up with a resolution. Because it does no good whatsoever to constantly complain but not have a solution to the problem.
Exactly.
So we'll open up the forum. You know what I'm saying?
Comment down below.
Hit us up.
Instagram, Twitter,
all that good stuff. And let's start a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And with that,
we out.
Yeah. Peace.
Damn.
Everything popping on the way up.
Shit, what was that, an hour?
Whoa!